All right. Time to get those guns ready.
Uh-huh.
Today we're diving deep into building stronger arms.
Sounds good.
And you've come to the right place because you've brought some awesome sources.
Let's do it.
We've got bar bends, the 10 best arm exercises to add to your routine, plus Muscle and Fitness's the 7 best arm exercises of all time.
Awesome.
Let's unlock these articles, pump up our knowledge.
Yeah, right. And maybe bust a few myths along the way.
Oh, yeah.
You know, most people think biceps are the key to impressive arms.
Right.
But did you know your triceps actually make up 2/3 of your arm mass?
Whoa. Yeah. I always thought it was closer to like a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Okay, so triceps are clearly the heavy hitters here.
Definitely.
Bar bend kicks off their top 10 with the classic barbell curl.
Yeah.
Which is obviously a staple for building bicep strength.
Definitely a staple. It's a great foundational exercise because it allows you to lift heavier weight, putting more tension on those biceps for growth.
Right.
Plus, the barbell curl is pretty straightforward in terms of form.
True. But I've seen plenty of people swinging their whole body to get that bar up.
Right. Using momentum is a common mistake.
Yeah.
You want to keep those elbows tucked, focusing on that controlled contraction of the biceps.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Next on bar bends list is the hammer curl. I've always liked these because they seem to work the entire arm, not just the biceps.
It's because the hammer grip targets the brachialis muscle, which sits underneath the bicep.
Oh.
And actually pushes it up, making your arms look thicker when viewed from the front.
Interesting. So that explains why my arms feel so pumped after hammer curls.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've got barbell curls for overall bicep mass, hammer curls for that extra thickness.
Yep.
What's up next?
Bar Bend recommends cable curls.
Okay.
And they're onto something. The cable machine provides constant tension throughout the entire curl.
Right.
Unlike free weights, which become easier at the top and bottom of the movement.
That makes sense. So the cable keeps the biceps working hard the entire time.
Exactly.
Bar Bend suggests a straight bar attachment for maximum bicep activation.
Yep.
But mentions that you can use a rope or cambered bar if you have wrist issues.
Absolutely. It's important to find variations that work best for your body and any limitations you might have.
Gotcha. Now, this next exercise, one of my favorites, the preacher curl.
Oh, yeah.
It feels so focused because your arm is propped up against the bench.
Exactly. The preacher curl isolates the biceps, eliminating the possibility of using momentum. You're forced to really feel that bicep working.
No cheating allowed. Now, this one might surprise you. Chin-ups.
Oh, yeah.
They work the back, sure, but bar bend includes them as a top bicep exercise, too.
Chin-ups are a fantastic compound exercise that engage multiple muscle groups at once.
Sure.
The biceps, lats, and forearms all working together.
Wow.
They're a really efficient way to build upper body strength.
And best of all, you don't need a gym to do them.
Nope. Just find a sturdy bar and you're good to go. Bar Bend does mention using a resistance band for assistance if you're not quite able to do a full chin-up yet.
Yeah, and you can also add weight for an extra challenge using a dip belt.
Okay.
Once you've built up your strength.
Okay, we've hit a few bicep exercises.
Yes.
Let's move on to triceps.
Yeah.
Starting with the skull crusher. Love the name.
Don't let the name intimidate you.
Right.
It's a highly effective exercise for building both tricep mass and strength.
Okay.
Despite sounding a bit gruesome.
Yeah. Bar Bend gives the edge to the dumbbell version because it allows you to isolate each arm.
Exactly.
So if you tend to favor one side, this is a good way to ensure you're working both triceps equally.
Right. Plus, with dumbbells, you can really focus on that slow, controlled movement, ensuring that you're not just swinging the weight up and down.
Right. Speaking of using your own body weight, up next is the dip.
Oh, yeah.
This one's a beast. Working the triceps, chest, shoulders, and core. It's one of those classic compound movements that really packs a punch.
Yeah.
Building strength and stability across your entire upper body.
Yeah, and no equipment required.
Nope.
You can do these using parallel bars at the gym or get creative and use a sturdy chair or bench. If you're not able to do a full dip, you can modify it by placing your feet on the ground for support.
Yeah, or if you want to take it up a notch, add weight using a dip belt.
Right.
Or try pausing at the bottom of the rep to increase time under tension.
Gotcha. Let's talk about the cable triceps pushdown.
Okay.
This one is a gym staple for a reason.
Absolutely. The cable machine, again, provides constant tension throughout the movement. effectively isolating those triceps.
Yeah.
And there are tons of different attachments you can use to
Yeah.
target different parts of the muscle.
Speaking of targeting specific areas, the overhead triceps extension is next.
Okay.
I like how this one really seems to work the back of my arm.
That's because it emphasizes the long head of the triceps,
Right.
which crosses both the elbow and the shoulder joint, giving you that full extension.
Okay. Plus, it requires good shoulder mobility, which is always a good thing to work on. I will say this one can be a bit tricky, so starting with a lighter weight is key.
Definitely. And if you're struggling with the overhead movement,
Right.
you can modify it by performing it at eye level.
Okay.
Simply keep the cable pulling forward instead of directly overhead.
Gotcha. Last but not least, we have the wrist curl.
Ah, yes.
I know a lot of people skip this one thinking it's not important.
Big mistake. Forearms are often overlooked,
Right.
but they play a crucial role in grip strength,
Okay.
which impacts everything from carrying groceries to deadlifts.
So you're saying strong forearms are essential not just for aesthetics,
Yes.
but for everyday function?
Exactly. The
Yeah.
wrist curl is a simple but effective way to strengthen those often neglected muscles. You can use either a barbell or dumbbells. And bar bend suggests letting the weight drift down towards your fingertips before curling it back up for greater range of motion.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've got a great list of exercises for both biceps and triceps from bar bend.
Yeah.
But before we jump into the routines, let's talk about WHY arm training is so important. It's more than just building those guns for show.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Strong arms support so many other exercises and
right.
activities. Think about rows, bench presses,
Yeah.
or even everyday tasks like carrying groceries, playing with your kids, or even just pushing open a heavy door.
It all comes down to arm strength. Bar bend even points out that strong biceps and triceps are essential for heavier compound exercises, helping you lift more weight and see overall strength gains.
Right. And if you're into weightlifting,
Yeah.
strong arms and stable elbows are critical for injury prevention and peak performance.
Yeah.
Targeted arm training can help mitigate elbow pain,
Okay.
which is a common issue for weightlifting.
That's a great point. So even if you're not chasing bulging biceps, strong arms are essential for overall fitness and well-being.
Yes.
Now let's shift gears and see what muscle and fitness has to offer.
Okay. Their approach is a bit different. They focus on 7 key exercises,
Right.
but they also emphasize the importance of mental toughness
Okay.
in achieving your fitness goals.
That's interesting. So it's not just about the physical work.
Right.
Mindset plays a big role, too.
Yeah.
I'm eager to hear more about their take on this mental aspect.
They even include an anecdote about Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Oh, wow.
highlighting how he used mental strategies to overcome obstacles
Yeah.
and achieve his bodybuilding goals.
Oh, I love that. It's a great reminder that success in fitness and in life often comes down to having that mental fortitude.
Absolutely. So are you ready to delve into these 7 exercises for muscle and fitness?
Let's do it. I'm curious to see how they differ from bar bend's picks.
All right. First up, we've got the incline dumbbell curl.
Okay.
This is similar to the barbell curl, but you perform it on an incline bench.
What's the benefit of doing them on an incline?
The incline position emphasizes the long head of the biceps
Okay.
by allowing a greater stretch at the bottom of the movement.
Right.
This increased range of motion leads to more muscle activation
Okay.
and ultimately more growth.
So you're really isolating the bicep with this one.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes.
What angle does Muscle and Fitness recommend for the incline?
They suggest aiming for somewhere between 30 and 45 degrees
Okay.
for optimal results.
Got it. What's next on their list?
We're back to a classic, the standing barbell curl.
Okay.
This one engages your biceps, forearms, and core all at the same time.
It's great to hit multiple muscle groups with one exercise,
Yeah.
but I'm guessing they emphasize form here too.
Absolutely. Muscle and fitness stresses controlled movements
Yeah.
and avoiding momentum throughout the exercise.
Right.
No swinging that weight up. They also suggest holding the contraction at the top of the curl for a second or two
Yep.
to maximize muscle activation.
Interesting. Adding that little pause at the top really makes you focus on squeezing the bicep.
Yeah.
Now, for a real focus on the squeeze, let's talk about the seated concentration curl.
All right.
This exercise is all about slowing things down
Yep.
and really feeling that bicep work.
That's right.
I like these because they're easy to do anywhere. You don't even need a gym. What does Muscle and Fitness say about proper form for concentration curls?
Maintaining constant tension throughout the movement is key here.
Right.
Really squeeze your bicep at the top and avoid any reliance on momentum to lift the weight.
Makes sense. You really want to isolate that bicep and make it work. Okay, let's move back to triceps.
Okay.
What have they got for us?
They kick things off with challenging body weight exercise.
Okay.
The diamond push-up.
Oh, yeah.
It's a variation of the standard push-up, but with a twist.
Okay. What's the twist that makes these so great for triceps?
You bring your hands close together.
Okay.
So your thumbs and index fingers form a diamond shape. This narrow hand placement puts greater emphasis on your triceps compared to a standard push-up.
So you're essentially putting all your weight onto those triceps.
Yes.
I can see why that would be effective. Do they mention how effective these are compared to regular push-ups?
Muscle and Fitness cites a study by the American Council on Exercise,
Okay.
which found diamond push-ups to be incredibly effective at activating the triceps.
Wow. That's pretty convincing evidence. Now, if you're finding diamond push-ups too difficult, you can modify them by doing them on your knees or against a wall until you build up strength.
That's right.
Got it. So we've got an intense triceps exercise with the diamond push-up. What's next?
We're back to dips.
Okay.
As we discussed earlier, dips are phenomenal exercise for building upper body strength.
Right.
And they really hit those triceps hard.
They're definitely a compound movement powerhouse.
Yeah. What does Muscle and Fitness highlight about them?
They emphasize that dips involve lifting your own body weight.
Right.
Making them incredibly effective for building muscle and strength.
Okay.
They even point out that dips were cited as one of the most effective triceps exercises in that same American Council on Exercise study.
Wow. They seem to be a favorite for tricep development.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to make dips even more challenging, you can add weight with a dip belt or perform them on a dip machine.
Gotcha. All right, on to the next triceps exercise. What do they got for us?
It's time for skull crushers.
Oh, yeah.
This exercise, also known as lying triceps extensions, can be done with a barbell, dumbbells, an easy curl bar, or even cables.
I've heard those can be tough on the elbows if you don't use proper form.
That's right. Muscle and Fitness really stresses the importance of controlling the movement, especially when lowering the weight.
Okay.
They recommend holding at the bottom for a second or two
before slowly returning to the starting position.
That makes sense. You don't want to jerk the weight up and down.
Nope.
Slow and controlled is key here. Do they offer any variations for skull crushers?
They suggest trying them on a decline bench to increase the stretch on the triceps.
Okay, that sounds challenging. So we've gone through 6 of Muscle and Fitness's top exercises.
Yep.
What's the 7th?
This one's a little different. They call it mental toughness.
Mental toughness. Yeah. I'm intrigued. I guess that makes sense considering they've been emphasizing the mental aspect of training.
Exactly. They argue that mental toughness is just as important as physical strength when it comes to achieving your fitness goals.
But how do you train mental toughness?
Muscle and Fitness focuses on developing your inner strength and determination, using your mind to push past limitations and overcome those inevitable obstacles that arise during training.
So it's about cultivating that never give up attitude.
Precisely, they even use Arnold Schwarzenegger as inspiration, highlighting how he used mental strategies to dominate in bodybuilding competitions.
I love that. He is the ultimate example of mental toughness.
Yeah.
Okay. We've covered a lot of ground here, exploring both Barben's and Muscle and Fitness's top picks for arm exercises.
Yeah, we have, but we're not done yet.
Oh.
Barbend also provides 5 different arm workout routines designed to help you reach specific goals.
5 routines. Wow. It's a lot of options. What kind of goals do these routines target?
They've got workouts for increasing size, building strength routines for beginners, weightlifters, and even a body weight only option.
So there's something for everyone.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I'm particularly interested in the body weight routine. I love how you can build impressive strength without even needing equipment.
It's amazing how much you can achieve by simply manipulating your body weight and using leverage effectively.
I'm ready to dive into these routines. Which one should we tackle first?
Let's start with the size workout, which is geared towards packing on muscle mass.
Okay.
It kicks off with cheat curls
or
barbell curls for 3 sets of 6 reps.
Cheat curls. I've heard of those, but I've always been a little hesitant to try them.
They can be beneficial when done correctly.
Okay.
Cheat curls allow you to use a heavier weight than you normally would with strict form, which can lead to more muscle growth.
Okay.
The key is to control the movement and avoid excessive swinging.
So it's about using a little bit of momentum,
Right.
but not going overboard.
Think of it as a controlled burst of power to help you get past the sticking point of the lift.
Okay. I'm starting to see the appeal. What's next in the size building routine?
You've got incline dumbbell hammer curls or reverse bicep curls
Okay.
for 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps.
So we're shifting from lower reps for strength to higher reps for size.
Precisely. And these variations target the biceps from different angles, ensuring that all parts of the muscle are being worked.
Yeah.
The incline hammer curls hit the brachialis for that added thickness we talked about, while reverse curls target the brachioradialis,
Okay.
a forearm muscle that contributes to overall arm size.
Gotcha. Smart hitting the biceps from every angle?
Yep.
What's the final exercise for biceps in this routine?
The last bicep exercise is dumbbell spider curls or preacher curls
Okay.
for 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps.
So we're increasing the reps even further here.
Exactly. Higher reps with lighter weight create more metabolic stress, which is another key factor in muscle growth. Spider curls provide a great stretch at the bottom of the movement,
Right.
while preacher curls eliminate any chance of cheating
Yeah.
and force you to use strict form.
That's a great combination for really feeling that burn in the biceps.
Definitely.
Okay, on to the triceps.
All right.
What does Barbend have in store for us there?
The size workout includes close grip bench press for 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps.
Another compound movement. It seems like those are a key part of building size and strength.
Absolutely. Close grip bench press is a great way to add overall upper body mass and strength.
Right.
Just make sure to keep those elbows tucked in to emphasize triceps engagement.
Got it. What's next in the triceps lineup?
Cable press downs using a V-bar or cambered bar attachment for 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps.
So it's a similar concept to the cable curls for biceps?
Yes.
Constant tension for maximum muscle activation.
Exactly. And by changing the grip or angle, you can work the different heads of the tricep muscle more effectively.
Gotcha. Okay, last exercise for triceps.
We've got rope overhead extensions or cable kickbacks
Okay.
for 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps.
So these isolation exercises round out the routine by targeting the triceps from different positions.
Yes.
Okay, so the size workout really focuses on hitting those muscles from every angle and maximizing muscle growth with a combination of compound and isolation movements.
Right.
It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
What about the strength routine? How does that differ?
The strength workout prioritizes heavier weights and lower reps, emphasizing compound movements to build overall power and strength.
Okay.
It starts with hammer curls
Okay.
for 4 sets of 6 reps.
Right, so we're back to those lower rep ranges for building strength.
Exactly.
What's the next exercise in this power-packed routine?
Bar bend includes an exercise called the JM press, also for 4 sets of 6 reps.
JM press. I'm not familiar with that one.
No.
What is it?
It's a hybrid movement that combines the close grip bench press
Okay.
with the skull crusher,
Oh, wow.
hitting both the triceps and upper chest simultaneously.
Okay.
It's a great way to build pushing strength across the board.
That sounds pretty intense.
Yeah.
What's next?
We move on to reverse preacher curls,
Okay.
targeting the brachioradialis
Right.
for 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps.
So we're still focusing on those lower rep ranges even for this isolation exercise.
Exactly. It's about lifting heavier weight
Yep.
to build strength in that specific muscle group.
Okay.
The brachioradialis doesn't get as much attention as the biceps,
Yeah.
but it plays an important role in elbow flexion and overall arm strength.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm seeing a pattern here. Lower reps and heavier weight for strength.
Yes.
What's next?
The strength routine finishes up with overhead rope extensions
Okay.
for 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps, followed by plate pinches,
Okay.
holding the contraction for as long as possible
Wow.
for 2 to 3 sets.
Plate pinches.
Yeah.
So we're talking about literally just holding on to weight plates.
Yes, it's a simple but
Right.
highly effective exercise
Wow.
for grip strength
Right.
and forearm endurance.
Okay. I'm adding that one to my routine. I've always wanted to improve my grip strength. Okay, so we've covered the size and strength routines.
Right.
What about the beginner routine?
Okay.
That makes it different.
The beginner routine is designed to build a solid foundation and get those new to arm training accustomed to proper form. It uses lighter weights and higher reps to ease into things.
Makes sense. Starting with lighter weight is key
Yes.
when you're new to lifting.
Exactly.
What's the first exercise in this routine?
It starts with easy bar skull crushers
Okay.
for 3 sets of 8 reps.
Mm-hmm.
The easy bar is a bit easier on the wrists compared to a straight bar,
Right.
making it a good choice for beginners who are still building up strength and stability.
That's a great tip.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a similar movement to the skull crushers we talked about earlier,
Yes.
just with a different bar.
Exactly. The focus is on that slow, controlled movement to isolate the triceps.
Gotcha. What's the next exercise in the beginner routine?
We move on to standing dumbbell curls
Okay.
for 3 sets of 8 reps.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbbells allow for a greater range of motion compared to barbells,
Right.
which can be helpful for beginners who are still developing their coordination.
So we're easing them into those heavier barbell exercises with these dumbbell variations?
That's the idea.
Okay.
The goal is to build confidence and proper form
Mm.
before progressing to more challenging exercises.
Makes sense. What's next?
We've got dumbbell overhead extensions for 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps.
Mm-hmm.
This exercise targets the long head of the triceps,
Right.
and using dumbbells allows for unilateral training,
Okay.
which can help address any strength imbalances.
Unilateral training. What does that mean?
It means you're working one arm at a time rather than both simultaneously.
Okay.
This can help you identify
Right.
and correct
Yeah.
any weaknesses on one side.
That's a great tip.
Mhm.
It's so easy to favor one side without even realizing it.
Yeah.
Okay, last exercise in the beginner routine.
We finish with easy bar reverse curls
Okay.
for 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps, hitting those brachioradialis muscles once again.
Right.
This beginner routine is a great way to start building arm strength and muscle without overwhelming yourself.
Okay, I'm liking the sound of this routine. It seems very approachable for those just starting out.
Definitely.
What about the weightlifters workout?
Okay.
Who is this routine designed for?
This one's specifically for those involved in Olympic weightlifting.
Yeah.
It focuses on exercises that enhance elbow stability
Mm-hmm.
and support the primary lifts involved in weightlifting,
Right.
like the snatch and the clean and jerk.
So it's about building the specific kind of arm strength needed for those complex weightlifting movements.
Exactly. The exercises in this routine
Okay.
target the muscles and movement patterns
Mhm.
that are essential for weightlifting success.
Okay, let's break down this routine.
Right.
What's first?
It kicks off with a superset. Barbell reverse curls paired with barbell overhead extensions
Oh,
for 2 sets of 8 to 12 reps.
another superset.
Yeah.
We haven't seen one of those in a while.
Supersets are a great way to maximize efficiency and intensity.
Right.
By pairing 2 exercises back to back,
Mm-hmm.
you're working both the biceps and triceps,
Yeah.
creating a balanced workout.
Yeah.
That also improves elbow stability.
I like how that saves time, too.
Uh-huh, yeah.
What's the next superset in this routine?
We move on to kettlebell curls,
Okay.
paired with kettlebell skull crushers,
Okay.
also for 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps.
What's the benefit of using kettlebells here?
Kettlebells introduce an element of instability,
Right.
requiring greater core engagement
Okay.
and muscle activation compared to traditional weights.
Mm-hmm.
This instability forces the smaller stabilizing muscles
Right.
around the elbow to work harder,
Okay.
further enhancing elbow stability and overall arm strength.
So you're building strength and stability simultaneously.
Precisely. It's all about preparing those arms
Right.
for the demands of Olympic weightlifting.
Okay. What's up next in the routine?
Let's see.
Okay, let's see. It looks like we've got Zottman curls
Mhm.
for 2 sets of 15 reps. I've never heard of these before. What
Right.
are they?
Zottman curls involve curling the weight with a supinated grip,
Okay.
palms up,
Mm-hmm.
and then lowering it with a pronated grip,
Right.
palms down.
So you're essentially doing 2 different curls
Okay.
in one rep.
Exactly. This variation provides a unique challenge
Okay.
to both the biceps and forearms, building strength and muscle mass
Right.
throughout the entire range of motion.
That sounds like a great way to target those muscles from multiple angles. What's the final exercise in this routine?
We wrap things up with band overhead extensions
Okay.
for 2 sets of 15 to 20 reps.
So we're finishing strong with another exercise
Yep.
that focuses on tricep strength.
Yes, and band resistance provides a unique challenge
Okay.
compared to free weights.
Right.
The tension increases throughout the movement as the band stretches,
Mm-hmm.
requiring the triceps to work harder.
Interesting. So the resistance gets tougher
Right.
as you get closer to full extension.
Exactly. This exercise helps to develop the triceps and also improves shoulder mobility.
That's great. Okay, that's a seriously comprehensive routine for weightlifters.
It is.
So we've covered 4 routines so far: size, strength, beginner, and weightlifters.
Yep.
What about that body weight only workout?
Okay.
I'm really curious to learn more about this one.
The bodyweight only routine is all about utilizing bodyweight exercises and leverage to challenge your muscles.
Yeah, I'm always amazed by how much you can accomplish using just your own body weight.
It really is a testament to the ingenuity of human movement. You don't need fancy equipment to build strength and muscle.
Right.
This routine starts off with diamond push-ups or decline push-ups, aiming for 3 sets to near failure.
Near failure. How do you measure that?
You can use the rate of perceived exertion, RPE, scale, which is a subjective measure of how hard you're working.
Okay.
A rating of 9 or 10 on the RPE scale would indicate near failure, meaning you can barely complete another rep.
Okay, so you're really pushing yourself to the limit with these push-ups.
Yeah.
What's next?
We move on to inverted rows or chin-ups. Again, aiming for 3 sets to near failure.
Both of those are excellent back exercises. I didn't realize they also work the biceps so effectively.
They do inverted rows work, the back muscles, biceps, and forearms, while chin-ups emphasize the biceps and lats.
Okay.
You can adjust the difficulty of these exercises by changing your body angle and leverage.
So you can make them easier or harder depending on your strength level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about finding that sweet spot
Right.
where you're challenging yourself without compromising form.
What's next in this bodyweight routine?
We've got wall elbow extensions or weighted chair dips, performing 2 sets to failure.
Wall elbow extensions, what are those?
They're a great way to isolate the triceps. Using just your body weight in a wall. You basically stand facing a wall, lean forward, and then extend your elbows to straighten your arms.
I'm going to have to try those. And what about the weighted chair dips? How do you add weight to those?
You can hold a dumbbell between your feet. Wear a weighted vest, or even place a weight plate on your lap.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of great ideas for body weight training.
Yeah.
What's the final exercise in this routine?
We finish up with weighted inverted rows or weighted chin-ups, aiming for 2 sets to failure.
So we're basically adding weight to those back exercises we did earlier?
Exactly. You can use a dip belt to attach weight plates, or even hold a dumbbell between your feet. These variations add resistance, further challenging the muscles and promoting strength gains.
It's amazing how you can progress from basic body weight exercises to weighted variations, all without needing any fancy equipment.
That's the beauty of bodyweight training.
Right.
It's accessible, versatile, and incredibly effective.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, exploring a wide range of arm exercises and workout routines.
We have.
We've barely scratched the surface, but it's a great starting point. Before we move on, I think it would be helpful to recap some of the key takeaways from these 5 bar bend routines.
Great idea.
Okay.
First and foremost, we learned that triceps make up the majority of your arm mass.
Right.
So if you're looking to build bigger arms, don't neglect those triceps.
Right. It's all about that horseshoe tricep.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about the forearms. They play a crucial role in grip strength and overall arm development.
Absolutely. It's also important to train both biceps and triceps equally.
Right.
Using a variety of exercises and rep ranges to ensure balanced muscle development. We saw how the different routines incorporated both compound movements like chin-ups and dips, which engage multiple muscle groups, and isolation exercises, like preacher curls and skull crushers, which really zeroes in on specific muscles.
Variety is key. That's one of the main things I'm taking away from all of this. Don't be afraid to mix things up. And try different exercises and rep ranges to keep your muscles guessing and prevent plateaus.
Absolutely. And lastly, don't forget about the mental aspect of training.
Right.
Mental toughness is just as important as physical strength when it comes to achieving your fitness goals. Channel your inner Arnold. And use the power of your mind to push past those limits and reach your full potential.
I love that. It's all about finding that balance between physical strength and mental fortitude.
Exactly.
So what stands out to you the most from all of these routines and exercises?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
There's so much to choose from. I think the biggest takeaway for me is the importance of understanding how different exercises target different parts of the muscle.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. By understanding the biomechanics of each exercise, you can make more informed choices about which ones to include in your routine based on your individual goals.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It's not just about randomly picking exercises.
No.
It's about knowing why you're doing them and what you hope to achieve. Yeah, it's like having a roadmap for your muscles.
Right.
You know exactly where you're going and how to get there.
Precisely. Now that you have all these tools and knowledge,
Right.
the next step is putting them into action.
Right. It's time to hit the gym or the living room floor if you're doing the bodyweight routine. But before we wrap things up, do you have any final words of wisdom for our listener?
Yeah, don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for you.
Okay.
Everybody's different, and what works for one person might not work for another.
That's such an important reminder. We can get so caught up in comparing ourselves to others,
Right.
but ultimately it's about listening to your own body.
Yeah.
And finding what feels right for you.
Absolutely. Pay attention to how your body responds to different exercises and adjust your training accordingly. And remember, consistency is key.
Yeah.
Building strength takes time and effort.
Right.
Don't expect to see results overnight.
It's all about the long game. Embrace the journey and celebrate those small victories along the way.
Exactly. Focus on progress, not perfection. Enjoy the process of getting stronger and seeing how your body adapts to the challenge.
I love that. It's not just about the end result.
Right.
It's about enjoying the process of getting there.
Now, before we sign off, I have a question for you to ponder.
Okay.
How will you use your newfound arm strength
Ooh,
to make a positive impact on your life?
that's a great question. Will you finally be able to do that pull-up you've always dreamed of?
Maybe.
Or maybe you'll feel more confident carrying those heavy grocery bags.
Right. Or maybe you'll finally be able to beat your friend in an arm wrestling match.
Ha!
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's about how you use that strength to empower yourself
Right.
and live a more fulfilling life.
Beautifully said. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and start building those strong, powerful arms.
Yeah.
And don't forget to let us know how it goes.
We'd love to hear about your progress, your challenges, your triumphs. Share your journey with us.
Until next time, keep those arms pumping.